How's it going? Today is 21st of August, Wednesday, and we are taking a look at the market, what kind of opportunities we can find. In today's video, we're gonna be taking a look at engines, a different type of engines, and potentially how different governments are investing into development of different engines. While I was trying to find different engines for different purposes. But as well as I didn't want to read entire articles, right? So better understand it. So most likely we're going to be taking a look at different governments, taking a look at different engines, and those engines will be powered different by different sources, right? As well as we're gonna be taking a look at different businesses. I'm not interested in promoting any of those. Send me a check. Other than that, it doesn't matter, I guess, that much. Let's begin by understanding what's happening in UK and how many engines are being manufacturing in UK, right? That would be automotive, perhaps only, but in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the wider spectrum of different engines and how and what those engines will be powered, right? The automotive industry is a vital part of UK's economy and integrated to support the delivery of agendas for level up. So the previous government, right? Net zero, more sustainable if possible process how and what some of those engines will be powered with, right? Advancing global Britain and the plan for growth. Automotive related manufacturing contributes 93 billion turnover and 22 billion value added to UK's economy, and typically invest around 4 billion each year in research and development. With more than close to 200,000 people employed in manufacturing and some 813,000 in total across wide automotive industry, many of these automotive manufacturing jobs are outside London. It's kind of important since we take a look at how balanced the distribution of opportunities and capital are. Most of those opportunities, most of the time, can be within London, right? But that would be previous government's agenda of leveling up economy and creating those opportunities across entire nation, right? And the southeast with wages that are around 30% higher than UK's average. The sector accounts for 12% of total UK's exports of goods, with more than 140 countries importing UK produced vehicles, generating 115 billion of trade in total automotive imports and exports. I don't know. Since it might be just parts, or I don't know. Since I can imagine wheel is other side, right? Who's importing those cars? Japan. Because I don't know. I don't get it. What are you doing? More than 25 manufacturers build in excess of 70 models of vehicles in UK, supported by 2,500 component providers and more of the world's most skilled engineers. Okay. I don't know. I think they're alright. That's reasonable assessment. Okay. Over 905,000, close to a million cars and 120,000 commercial vehicles. So in total, and 1.6 million engines were built in UK in 2023. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at engines, right? And within this article, I believe they only take a look at the automotive. I thought we can take a look at different engines, not necessarily just automotive, right? But that would make sense that there's a lot of engines that we manufacture for not necessarily UK's market, right? That would make sense. The wheel wouldn't necessarily would matter which side of the car the wheel is within the car, right? Would make sense that they manufacture more and they sending those engines to other governments, right? 8 out of 10 cars produced in UK are exported overseas to 140 different markets, right? Okay, let's progress in taking a look at power sources, and from power sources and potentially where you can source finances to develop your own project if it's something yourself you're interested in. Quickly, right? Some of these opportunities that will be available, that will be red diesel replacement competitions, and those will be published. Competition is part of 1 billion of funding made available, where or I think this is what was happening previously, right? And there's a lot of finances in the space, and for different businesses who would like to develop new engines, right? Who would solve particular problems. So that is just an example, right? From there, this opportunity happened some time ago, right? I can briefly take a look at existing opportunities, something yourself you're interested in. There is opportunity that is live right now where they potentially are looking for different businesses who can solve very similar problems. And this opportunity will be made, I believe, for automotive, right? Since we're going to be taking a look at different engines in just a second. This opportunity is live right now, and that will be new for 2024 feasibility sprints aim to break new ground on topics related to accessibility. The transition to more sustainable transport could use can your sustainable mobility academic research benefit from financial annual contribution boost, right? I have reached out to the team. The team have responded to me, and there seems that since it's match funded, so that means that if you're looking to secure any finances, so let's say you're looking to secure 70,000, you need to match by your own contributions. So those contributions can be all kind of different contributions, not necessarily just in finances, but it would be potentially match at 50% ratio, right? But if it's something yourself interested, this opportunity is live right now when it comes to development of different projects, right? Let's progress and take a look at what engines different governments are developing. New four-stroke engine unveiled from Germany, but not hydrogen. It runs on water and alcohol. I haven't read this article, right? I believe that in Germany, we're going to be taking a look at different solutions for ships, potentially. I believe that's where Germany's attention is going to be, as well as I personally believe that Germany is going to be launching a lot of studies to determine what engine is going to be the best and how they most likely they're going to build 3 or 4 different engines and they're going to test those. I don't know this article, by the way. I haven't read it, so we can take a look at and let's try to understand what kind of information has been published. German car industry is facing serious challenge from Japan. But it's always been like that, right? And if Germany, I would say, even perhaps U.S. market and U.S. market has been facing this kind of challenges coming from Japan for 40 years, 50 years, perhaps even. So it's nothing new. Perhaps that would be reason why Germany would consider which engine might be most optimal, right? And launching a number of different engines and or feasibility test where they would be looking to determine which would be the best, right? Since we're gonna be most likely taking a look at different companies and all private businesses, I'm not necessarily interested in mentioning any of those. I'm not looking to promote any of those if possible. So I'll be skipping those companies' names, send me a check, and perhaps then I will be discussing more in detail of those companies, right? Energy Solutions, which are one of the biggest manufacturers of marine engines, is now promoting to redefine the maritime segment throughout the new methanol retrofit package of four-stroke engines due to roll out in 2025. This is new idea is an attempt to counter the ever-rising push for environmentally friendly solutions for the shipping industry. I believe that most likely Germany is going to be looking a lot more at maritime transport stations and solutions, I believe. and there's some characteristics of potential of this engine, but again, I believe it might be still in prototype development, not necessarily a release as of now. Right? Let's take a look at Norway. I believe that Norway has a lot of capital, right? And they constantly looking to invest in different markets. Uh, Norway have made so much money out of oil, right? So I don't know if you're gonna be looking for alternatives to oil to power those engines. So it's kind of interesting since they still make a lot of money. So it's not interest within Norway to develop different engines. It's not interested. It shouldn't be interested in doing that. So I don't know what's happening. Basically, that's where I'm going with this. I don't know what's happening and what they looking to highlight. But either way, Norway surprises with the engine of the future and puts an end to electrics. Uh, the first to run 100% on this fuel. So let's try to understand it. I don't know. I don't know. Most likely, I don't know. If they're gonna be looking at Norway, perhaps looking to diversify the economy, perhaps there might be something there. Starting with engines running on 25% hydrogen concentration. Okay. Norway, through our research, development, and manufacturing of engines for land and all marine vehicles. Okay, let's keep names perhaps that's a private business, has the field that is supply of natural gas powered machines. It's already capable of operating on a mixture that is included in the perhaps potential 25% of hydrogen. This is a full load. This is a very important step towards building machines that are more energy efficient and cleaner. It should be noted that the new range are based on the consumption of the 15% of hydrogen blend. This makes it appreciated during 2022. Okay, okay, okay. So potentially Norway is working on those, and they're not necessarily electric, I guess, but either way. So perhaps in Norway we're gonna be taking a look at. I don't know about the rest of the power. So if it's roughly about 50%, so they will perhaps what else would be powering it? 25. So what about the 75 left, right? This is well on a way to build the ideal engine, one that uses 100% hydrogen fuel. Studies carried out by a company shows that hydrogen has some advantages than combined with the natural gas. Perhaps so they might be a combination of the two. I don't know, but this is something that Norway is doing. Let's progress, and potentially we were taking a look at Navy, potentially, where Germany is looking at Norway, perhaps considering hybrid. And now let's take a look at aviation and UK, and there will be some businesses, and we can highlight what's happening within aviation, right? We're gonna be taking a look at Airbus and what that will be potential aviation, and there is a guide published on the end of June, so a very recent guide, and we won't be reading the entire article, but it's just something that we're looking to understand. I was doing a little bit of research yesterday. In commercial aircraft, Airbus is facing persistent specific supply chain issues, mainly in engine structures and cabin equipment, right? So potentially there might be some opportunities that it's from their own company's website, right? So this information should be very accurate, I would say. The company now intends to deliver around 770 commercial aircrafts in 2024 and continues to ramp up towards a rate of 75 of particular models of family aircrafts per month, which is now expected in 2027. So potentially they're struggling with supply of engines. I was taking a look at previous articles. There was something that I think the engines as of now been purchased from US, right? So perhaps that has something to do with it also, right? But either way, they're delving more in the details and potentially offering a lot of numbers as of now. And we're taking a look at very particular business, right? So myself, I'm more interested in the space of aviation, but let's understand the issue and let's progress to perhaps who can build those engines, perhaps different businesses, right? By the way, it's worth mentioning it's not only engines that it wasn't in the report, so I thought it might be worth mentioning. It's not only engines that Airbus is struggling with. It was something that was published 3 months ago. There was titanium and supply chain, part of the supply chain of titanium. Uh, Titanium has been sourced from Russia, and Russia is facing a lot of sanctions, including for titanium. But it was one phone call away to this particular company do not face any sanctions when it comes to purchasing titanium, right? Titanium can have many uses, medicine equipment, and potential aviation, right? Once that been said, so they do not have this issue anymore, so you still can purchase it. So once that been said, we can take a look at engines now. Since we take a look at engines, right, that would be some of those articles that was published. That would be who gonna be different company who gonna be manufacturing potential lot of engines, right? That would be Rolls-Royce potentially to invest in UK, Germany, Trent engines capacity. And information that I managed to find, it would be in Derby. Rolls-Royce is targeting growth of its engines build capacity. It's aiming to deliver over 40% more new engines annually from 2025 compared to average deliveries of in the last 10 years. So potentially they gonna be looking to source a lot of engines coming from and know who gonna be building those engines, right? And there might be completely new markets up there. Since we're taking a look at engines, we can delve deeper in what kind of engines and how those engines are going to be powered, right? So there's a different article there where they take a look at ultrafan. I think that's the definition of this engine, and that would be ultrafan will ready to run on 100% sustainable aviation fuel from the day one of services. The demonstration first ran in May 2023 at our new 90 million test bed 80 in Derby, right? So the same location, potentially the same location, and output of this location is gonna need to increase by 40%, right? Was provided with 100% SAF. SAF is important as a drop-in solution to challenge the sustainability in aviation, providing the life cycle carbon reduction of the last 80% compared to traditional jet fuels in it replaces, right? As well as this market, we can create about more than 10,000 jobs within UK. And government was taking a look at this market since UK do not manufacture its own sustainable fuel. As of now, UK doesn't manufacture. They're looking to begin manufacturing, but UK would be purchasing this sustainable as of now from US, by the way. Perhaps it's worth mentioning, right? And from there, they would potentially would begin manufacturing those engines, as well as they're going to be purchasing this fuel from overseas. And since as of now, all media and everything is promoting US company and UK company, I thought it might be worth touching on other governments as well. Brazil can manufacture their own planes. China can manufacture its own planes, as well as Russia can manufacture its own planes. So there are plenty of choices in the market. There isn't only two companies, and those two companies have waiting times of roughly about 12 years or so. And they have a lot of orders and waiting times, so all of those kind of things. So I thought it might be worth mentioning. Other governments can manufacture their own potentially engines and airplanes, right? Perhaps some of the components we would need to source from somewhere, but other than that, we can manufacture, right? Thanks for watching. See you next one.